Goeiemôre graad 11 en welkom by vandag se les. Good morning grade 11s and welcome grade 12s and welcome to today's grade 12 Afrikaans first additional language lesson. Aan die einde van die les sal jy beter begrip hê van afdeling C vraag 3 en 4 en jy sal ook jou woordsoorte beter kan identifiseer. So at the end of the lesson, you will have a better comprehension of section C question 3 and 4, and you will be able to identify your parts of speech that I know a lot of you struggle with in the exam. Okay, so in one of our previous lessons, I did do the advertisement in detail as well as the cartoon and what to have a look for. So I'm not going to analyze the advertisement as such and the cartoon today. I would like to focus on the language structures, but I have made some notes. So kom ons kyk hier. So afdeling C taal sê die volgende. Dit sê die taalvraag wat volg is op die advertensie onder gebaseer. Die nommering in die advertensie verwys na die vraagnommer wat beantwoord moet word. Okay, so in our previous advertisement from a previous paper, they did not have the question numbers within the advertisement. It was only the advertisement. Now they put the question numbers in the advertisement to guide you. Okay, but now have a look. 3 punte uit 10 van vraag 3 is gebaseer op die interpretasie van die advertensie. So 3 marks out of 10 is based on the interpretation of this advertisement. In our previous paper that we did, there were 6 marks based out of 10 based on the interpretation of the advertisement. In this case, this paper, it's only 3 marks, but you will see in the next section on the cartoon a lot more is based on the interpretation of the cartoon. So as ons hier kyk, dit sê Rosie se restaurant, kom loer gerus in nou oop vir lekkerste ontbyt ooit, dan sê hulle goeie aanbieding, lekker ontbyt, slegs R29.95, net maandag van 8 tot 11 en dan kry jy 2 eiers, wors, 2 reepies spek, rooster tamatie en 'n snytjie roosterbrood. Hier word gaste vriende, kom geniet elke oomblik. En dan moet julle maar die onderste gedeelte ook lees, always read the bottom bit as well. Hoek van Noord en Kerkstraat Bloemhof skakel vir Rosies vir jou spesiale geleentheid. Okay, so kom ons kyk na die vraag. Vraag 1 sê, kies die korrekte woord uit die tussen hakies, skryf net die vraagnommer en die antwoord neer. Okay, so kom ons kyk. Die herhaling van die R-klank in Rosie se restaurant, dis alliterasie, is om 'n mens se aandag te trek of die kort te aksepteer. Now, why would they use alliteration in the title of this advertisement? Goed, hulle sal dit doen om 'n mens se aandag te trek. They want to grab your attention. Okay, because if they don't grab your attention in an advertisement, it's not a very good advertisement. Okay, so they make use of alliteration, questions, exclamation mark to grab the person's attention. Okay, so om die mens se aandag te trek. Nou sê hulle, voltooi die sin met die korrekte lidwoord. Nou, wat is 'n lidwoord? If you don't know what a lidwoord is, you will not be able to answer this question. That is why it's so important to know your parts of speech and know what the equivalent is in English. So lidwoorde is your article. Okay, the, and, in Afrikaans het ons 2, in Afrikaans het ons 2, ons het die bepaalde lidwoord, which is die, en ons het 'n onbepaalde lidwoord, which is 'n. Okay, so now when you see the sentence, nou ook vir lekkerste ontbyt ooit, now you're thinking, which one of the 2 should I use? I now know there's only 2, die and a. Maar watter een moet ek gebruik? Which one should I use? Now have a look in your sentence. Jy sal sien, hierdie woordjie is in die oortreffende trap. Jy sien lekker, stik. Okay, so it's in that third degree of comparison. Because it's got the st here, you now know you have to use die and not a. Okay, because we always go mooi, mooier, die mooiste. Okay, lekker, lekkerder, die lekkerste. Okay, so now if you get a lit word in any question paper again, remember it's an article. There's only two, die and a, and then you have to choose between the two. In this case, it was easy because you had this stuff here that guides you as to which one you should use. Nou is die vraag 3.3. Vervang die woord tussen hakies met 'n woord wat meer emosie beskryf. So you have to replace the word in brackets with a word that describes more emotion. So if actually there's a goeie aanbieding, it's a good deal. Okay. That is not very emotional. Maar as ek sê dis 'n wonderlike aanbieding of dis 'n fantastiese aanbieding, okay, then I do depict more emotion. Okay, so wonderful deal or fantastic deal is so much better to say than just a good deal. Okay, so that's what they want, wonderlike of fantastische. Nou stel ek hier die intensiewe vorm van die woord tussen hakies, 'n lekker ontbyt, en nou onthou. 'n intensiewe vorm is altyd een woord. It is always one word. Please, guys, I spoke about it when we did the previous question paper. I'm reminding you again. Do not have a slight gap between small and lekker. If there is the slightest of gaps and the marker is uncertain if you have written it as one word, you will not be getting the mark. Okay, for intensive form, one word, extremely important. Spelling, extremely important. And remember, I told you, you work through all these past papers and you make your list of intensive form as you go along. Okay, so if you work through a past paper and now you come across lit woorde, you make a note, lit woorde, there's two, die and a. If you do your intensive form, you remember, you make a note on your study notes, intensive form at een woord, and you add the various ones you've come across in the question papers to your list if you don't know them. By now you should know the majority of them. Okay, so small, lekker. Kijk, there's twee L's. There's two L's because it ends with an L and it starts with an L. Okay, so this is baie belangrik. Okay, dan sê dit, kies die korrekte antwoord, skryf net die vraagnommer en die antwoord neer. Die gebruik van die woord slegs is 'n voorbeeld van. Okay, now I just copied this from the advertisement. It says the ontbyt, the breakfast, is slegs R29.95. So that word slegs means only. It's only R29.95. Now, is that an example of A, partydigheid, B, manipulering, C, stereotypering, of D, veralgemening? Nou, julle moet weet wat hierdie woorde beteken. You do need to know what these words mean. So, partydigheid is if you're biased or you're being partial to something. Manipulering is if you're trying to manipulate. Stereotypering is if you're trying to stereotype something. And veralgemening if you're trying to generalize something. Often, in an advertisement, they are manipulating you because they want you to buy the product or to make use of the service. In this case, by saying only R29.95, they are trying to convince you that this is a good deal, that you should go out and buy that breakfast. Okay, so this is a vorm van manipulering. Okay, so remember, often in an advertisement, het ons manipulering en ons het ook dikwels oorreding. Okay, so often they're trying to convince you to do something as well. Okay, now, sê vraag 3.6. Gee die korrekte vorm van die woord tussen hakies. Dit sê verlede deelwoord. They're very nice in this question paper. In that previous paper we did, I discussed the difference between 'n teenwoordige deelwoord en 'n verlede deelwoord. Okay, remember wat is 'n deelwoord? It's a participle. Verlede deelwoord is your past participle. And it's usually a verb that they want to change into an adjective or an adverb. Okay, but now they said to you it's a verlede deelwoord. So now you don't even have to wonder what you have to add to it because they've been nice in this case. Right, so if it's a verlede deelwoord, we remember we have to add ge and te or de to the end of the word. So kom ons lees die sinnetjies. 2 eiers wors, 2 reepies spek, rooster tomaties en 'n snytjie brood. Okay, so rooster is roast. Okay, if I did tell you it's easy if you can translate it into English because then you also know if it's a past participle or present participle if they didn't tell you what it is. In this case, roasted tomatoes is what you get with your lovely breakfast. So then we're going to add ge, and with an R, a word ending on R, we'll add de. Geroosterde tomaties. Okay, nou 3.7. Hierdie vraag is partykeer vir julle moeilik en dit is eintlik nie so moeilik soos wat julle dink nie. Okay, so 3.7 sê herskryf die volgende sin. Kom geniet elke oomblik. Okay, so they want you to rewrite the sentence, and you guys sometimes find this difficult, but it is actually quite a straightforward question. Now, hierdie is 'n bevelsin. The sentence given to you is an instruction. You will see that I've once again indicated my verbs. Any language sentences that you do, you have to be able to identify your verbs. It just makes it so much easier in answering the questions, and you then know where what should go. Okay, so my verb 1, it actually consists of 2 verbs, but I've named it verb 1, kom geniet, elke oomblik. Now they tell you how to start. Begin so, jy moet. Now, what is our basic stompie rule that you've learned since primary school color? If I've got a verb 1, my verb 2 now moves to the end of the sentence. Okay, so now this is going to become verb 2 because they've now given you a verb 1. So jy moet, and then elke oomblik, and then exactly in the order it's been given to you, you are going to write it at the back. Jy moet elke oomblik kom geniet. Okay, so my werkwoord het na die einde geskuif. My verb moves to the end. Okay, so dit is nogal belangrik. So dan, ja, hierdie ene 3.8. Watter woord kan die koppelteken hieronder vervang? I don't want to spend a bit of time on this. A koppelteken is a hyphen. Okay, so nou, daar is 4 skryftekens wat julle moet ken. En moenie in 'n skryfteken met julle punctuasie verwar nie. Okay, so we've got 4 symbols that we use on words, okay, or with words, and they are called skryftekens. Do not confuse skryftekens with your punctuation. Okay, it's something completely different. Now, these skryftekens, they have functions of their own, and you need to know their functions. Okay, this is something that throughout the years you should have been taught. If you haven't been taught this, please make note of this because it is important. So the common one that you often come across in words is the deelteken. Okay, and we did discuss this function actually in the previous paper. Maar die deelteken dui die begin van 'n nuwe lettergreep aan. The deelteken's function is to indicate the start of a new syllable. So if I didn't have the deelteken on this word, geëet, I would read it as geëet. Okay, so the deelteken tells us it must be geëet. Okay, then we've got the kappie, that little kappie thing on the vowel. But dit maak die klank. It makes the sound longer. Le. Okay, dan die koppelteken. Now die koppelteken is 'n hyphen and hy het baie funksies. It's got a lot of functions. Okay, there's lists and lists and lists. I've only focused on two today, the one function in this 3.8 and another one. So as ek die woord eeu ouer het, century old, then I do a hyphen between you and our om lees te vergemaklik by die opeenhoping van klinkers. If I put the hyphen there, it does make it a lot easier to read this word. Otherwise, they'll just have a load of vowels next to one another, and you wouldn't know how to pronounce it. You wouldn't even know what the word is meaning. So that is why I do have the hyphen in you over to make it easier to read. In our question 3.8, it says, watter woord kan die koppelteken hieronder vervang? So what word can replace the hyphen in this word? Now, in this question, the function of the koppelteken is a weglatingsteken. It's left out the word. So as ek so die hoek van Noord en Kerkstraat, I should actually have the word straat here, but it makes it shorter if I say die op die hoek van Noord en Kerkstraat. So the word that can be replaced is straat. I left out the word straat, and this is op die hoek van Noordstraat en Kerkstraat. Okay, so that's another function of the koppelteken. En dan het ons die afkappingsteken, the apostrophe. And now remember the apostrophe in Afrikaans, we do not use to show possession like we do in English. We use the apostrophe a lot of times for plural in words, and it's words ending on IOU and an A that carries the emphasis. So as ek het woord, dit word gebruik in die meervoud van woorde wat op iets oor I en 'n beklemtoonde A eindig. And when I'm referring to emphasize A, look at past, it gets apostrophe S. Okay. But when I say opa, which is your grandfather, opas, opas will not get an apostrophe because the A isn't emphasized. The emphasis is now on the O. He's an old father, opa. Okay, so know these functions. They are important and they do pop up in question papers like we saw here. And then it's a mark you've gained. You don't have to not know what's going on. Okay, dan watter een woord in die advertensie pas by die foto? So remember our photo in the advertisement was that of a breakfast. So they're asking you which one word in the advertisement, right, links to the photo in the advertisement, and in this case, it will be ontbyt. Okay, so breakfast is the word for ontbyt. Okay, dan sê hulle 3.10. Kies die korrekte woord uit die tussenhakies. Skryf net die vraagnommer en die antwoord. Nou is dit skakel vir Rosie vir U of jou spesiale gewoonte. Now, a lot of people, what the hell is this with you? Okay, what is that? Okay, now when you in a very formal situation where you do not know anyone, okay, you're a shop assistant and you are helping a customer, but you do not know them. You will address them as E. It's also you, but it's more formal. So if I am when I was a student, I used to work in a shop, and then if I wanted to help someone, I would go kan ek u help. Okay, can I help you? But I use this formal way of speaking. However, in an advertisement, they are addressing you as the reader. Okay, so they want you to feel comfortable. So jy gaan gebruik maak van die woordjie jou. You are going to make use of the word jou. Ek sê hierso die adverteerder spreek die leser direk aan en wil die leser oortuig om by die restaurant te kom eet. So he's addressing you personally. He doesn't want to be all formal with the formal E because he's trying to convince you to come and eat at the restaurant. Okay, so that was some of the stuff that was asked in this question paper with regards to language. Now we are going to the cartoon. Now I said the most important thing in the cartoon is what you see. Okay, therefore those two big eyes. So vraag 4 die strokiestent sê, die taalvraag wat volg, is op die strokiestent hieronder gebaseer. Opsetlike taalfoute kom voer die instruksies by elke vraag uit. So they say the language questions that follow is based on this cartoon. They have made language mistakes on purpose. Okay, because maybe they want you to fix it in one of the questions and they've asked you to follow the instructions with each question. Nou baie belangrik is die liggaamshouding. You have to look at the various characters' body language. Okay, so look, Jeremy goes, gelukkige Moedersdag. En dan gaan die ma, dankie Jeremy. Look, she's so happy it's Mother's Day. Now she reads the card. Jeremy smiles. Liewe ma, vandag kan maar enigiets sê, ek sal nie my oor rol nie. Okay, this is dear mom, today you can tell me anything. I won't roll my eyes. So that inside is usually rolling its eyes if mother says that. En kyk hoe bly is die ma. Look how happy she is. She goes, regtig, really? Okay, then she says, kom ons gaan vier dit met 'n slaaitjie. Okay, so she's all excited. She says to the teenage son, let's go and celebrate it by having a salad. Oei, jene. Nee? Then she thinks some more. She goes, ma vra vir Jeremy of hy nie haar bril gesien het nie. So mom asks Jeremy if he hasn't seen her glasses. Now look at Jeremy's face. Look how it's changed. Okay, look, he was smiling. He's not smiling anymore when he heard the word salad because he's a teenage boy. And they don't want to eat salad, right? Then look at his face now. Eyes big. Drops of sweat on the side. Look at his mouth. Okay, when she asks, haven't you seen my glasses? O, kyk nou. Kom wys my weer stadig hoe om 'n foto met myself te neem. So now she says, come and show me again slowly how to take a picture with my cell phone. And teenagers are impatient. If their parents keep on asking them how to make use of cell phones and what to do, they get irritated. But it's Mother's Day. He's promised his mom he won't roll his eyes. Look, he's grinding his teeth there because he's a little bit irritated now with mom. And dan sê die mom, the coat gaan trek op gou 'n draai aan. And mom says, it's cold. Go and put on a jersey. And now he's had enough for Jeremy. He goes, ma, kyk sy oor uit gepop. His eyes just popped out. Mouth wide open. Look how certain words are typed. All about what you see. Okay. And kyk nou van ma. Look at mom now. Look how her body language has changed from here to here. Okay. Oh, well, dit was seker die gedagte wat getuig het. So now she says, oh gosh, this is probably a fourth that counts. And Jeremy's picking up his eyeballs. He says, volgende jaar kry ma net 'n card. He says, next year, mom, I'm only giving you a card. He's not promising to do anything. Okay, now, when we go through this question paper, 7 punte uit 10 is gebaseer op die interpretasie van die spreekskrif. So 7 out of the 10 marks are based on the cartoon this time. Onthou dit gaan oor wat jy sien. Very important. It's all about what you see. So kom ons kyk. I tried to put the little cartoon strips in that we can also see what's going on in the pictures. It just makes it so much easier when interpreting these questions. Okay, so kom ons kyk. Verwys na Jeremy se Moedersdag boodskap in raampie 2. So refer to Jeremy's Mother's Day message in frame 2. So look at the message. Liewe ma, vandag kan ma enigiets sê, ek sal nie my oor rol nie. Nou vra die vraag. Wat kan jy hieruit van Jeremy se normale gedrag aflei? So what can you derive, aflei, from Jeremy's normale gedrag, normal behavior? What does he usually do? Hy rol gewoonlik sy oor. He rolls his eye. And I think the teenagers sometimes do it on purpose. I've got my own son in matric, and he often rolls his eyes when I ask him to do something. Okay, dan gebruik die women van vier in raampie 4 en dit sin sodat die betekenis duidelik is. So let's just look at frame 4. It says, kom ons gaan vier dit met 'n slaaitjie. Yeah, the word vier means celebrate. Now you need to know what a womonym is to actually be able to answer this question. So what is a womonym? A womonym is woorde wat dieselfde gespel word, maar 'n ander betekenis het. So it's words that are spelled the same, but they've got a different meaning. Okay. So here it means celebrate. You all know that vier is also referring to the number 4. And then you write the most simplest sentence that conveys the message of the word. Do not try to be fancy in writing down your sentence because it's you wanting to get the mark in this whole thing. So ek sal skryf ek is 4 jaar oud. So it's now referring to the number. Okay. Dan, paragraaf 4.3. Skryf die sin in raampie 5 in die direkte rede. Now, in one of our previous lessons, I did spend a lot of time on direct and indirect rede. However, I spent a lot of time on stelsinne, your statement. Nou moet ons 'n bietjie mooi kyk. So kom ons kyk na die sinnetjie wat gegee is. Ma vra vir Jeremy of hy nie haar bril gesien het nie. Okay, so now there's a few things you need to remember. First of all, if the sentence, the introductory sentence, is joined by an of, then is it eintlik 'n vraagsin. Then it is a question. My rules that I gave you said you circle the pronouns that have to change. Hy and haar, and then you have to be able to identify your verb. Okay, and I've identified my verb. Gesien het. Het is my verb 1. Okay. Now, in our previous paper, our directe indirecte rede sentence was worth 2 marks. However, this is just 1 mark. So if I have to rewrite it, everything has to be correct. So as I say, ma vra vir Jeremy, then I put a colon, inverted commas. The off falls away. Now it's a question. So my verb has to move to the front. Het, now she's addressing him. Jy nie my bril gesien nie. Question mark, and then you close your inverted commas. You have to be able to get all of this right to get the 1 mark. Okay, I'm just repeating it. You're going to put a colon, inverted commas, because this is a question. The author is telling us it's a question starting with verb 1. I'm going to take my head, I'm moving it to the front, and then I remember to change my pronouns, I remember my question mark, and I close my inverted commas. Goed, dan 4.4. Noem een visuele teken in raampie 5 wat daarop dui dat Jeremy geïrriteerd is met al die goed wat sy ma sê. So, one visual sign, so what you see, that indicates that he's irritated with his mother. So I said, yeah, there's a little frame. Who likes Jeremy? How does he look? Kyk na sy oë, sy mond. Die liggaamshouding is baie belangrik. You need to look at Jeremy, at his eyes, his mouth, his body language is extremely important. Okay, dit is ongelooflik belangrik. Okay, so sy oë is groot ook. His eyes are wide open, this can you see? En daar is sweetdruppels om sy gesig. There's the drops of sweat around his face. Okay, you could have even said sy mond is vreemd getrek. His mouth is in a strange position, and that would have gotten you the mark. Okay, so it's all about this question, visuele teken, visual sign. You can't say, I'm like geïrriteerd. Okay, because you're not giving me the sign. You're just saying, you're just basically reverting the question into a statement. Okay, you have to refer to body language. It's baie belangrik. Okay, dan sê 4.5, kies die korrekte antwoord, skryf net die vraagnommer en die letter neer, byvoorbeeld 4.5e. Watter idioom pas by Jeremy se gesigsuitdrukking in raampie 6? So what idiom goes with Jeremy's facial expression? Kyk daar, hy lyk asof sy tande byt. Goed, lyk soos dat jy lyk soos 'n tandetrekker. B, doen iets met lang tande. C, byt op jou tande, of is tot die tande gewapen? Okay, so are you lying like someone that's pulling teeth? Are you doing something with long teeth. That's a horrible translation, but you're not in the mood to do something. It's Afrikaans idiom. Okay, you're biting on your teeth, or you have a lot of weapons you're ready to fight. Dis vir die tande te verwag. Okay, so jy bite op jou tande. He's biting on his teeth. Okay, dan sê 4.6, ma vra vir Jeremy om vir haar te wys hoe om 'n foto met haar selfoon te neem. Rampie sê. So mom is asking Jeremy to show her how to take a photo with her cell phone. That's in frame 6. Op watter manier beklemtoon ma dat Jeremy geduldig met haar wees? In which way does the mom emphasize the beklemtoon that Jeremy should be patient, geduldig with her? Okay, so look now how the words are typed. Kyk hoe die woorde getik is. Dis ook 'n baie belangrike ding in 'n strokiesprek. It's also very important in a cartoon to look how the words have been typed. Okay, so ma spel die woord stadig uit. So mom basically spells out the word stadig. She says kom wys my weer stadig. Okay, hoe om 'n foto te neem. Okay, so it's the way it's been typed. Dan sê 4.7, Jeremy het uiteindelik nie gedoen wat hy vir sy ma gesê het hy sou doen. So Jeremy finally didn't do what he told his mom he would do. Okay, remember he says, I won't roll my eyes. Okay? Hoe kan 'n mens dit in raampie 7 sien? Ek in my previous question it says, noem 'n visuele teken. You have to refer to a visual sign. Nou sê hulle, wat sien jy? Hoe kan ons sien dat hy nie gedoen het wat hy gesê het hy sou doen? So once again, what you see. How did we see he didn't keep his promise of not rolling his eyes? Okay, so daar's 'n verskillende goed wat jy kan sê. There's various ways of expressing yourself. Ek sê sy oë fisies uit sy kop gestring. It looks like they absolutely jumped out of head. But Jeremy skree op sy ma. It seems like he's screaming. Ma! Okay, he's so irritated. Okay, so it seems like he's screaming. En sy mond is oop. Kyk hoe groot oop is sy mond. Okay, so hy is nou geïrriteerd met sy ma. He is now projecting his irritation. Okay, which he promised he wouldn't do. He said, I won't roll my eyes, and now he's doing everything. He goes, ma, mouth is wide open. He's speaking loudly. We know that because look how ma is typed with 2 A's and all the exclamation mark, and the eyes have popped out. Okay, dan sê 4.8, hoe verskil ma se gesigsuitdrukking in raampie 3 van haar gesigsuitdrukking in raampie 8. Okay, so now as soon as you've got a question relating to the difference about something, it will usually be 2 marks, okay, and you have to refer to both things. So I've put the 2 frames in. So how does mom's facial expression, gesigsuitdrukking, kyk hoe haar gesigsuitdrukking hier lyk, wat sien jy? En kyk hoe haar gesigsuitdrukking hier lyk, wat sien jy hier? Okay, so that's important, the difference, okay, in the facial expression. But kies die korrekte woord uit die tussenhakies, skryf net die vraagnommers en die antwoorde neer. In raampie 3 like ma. Once again, mom looks. How does she look? Okay, what do you see? Okay, once again. So in raampie 3 like ma opgewonde of hartseer. What does she look like? Now, all of you know hartseer is sad, heartsore. Okay, so does she look heartsore here? So if you don't know what opgewonde means, you know she doesn't look heartsore, so it has to be the other one. Okay, so opgewonde. The word opgewonde means excited. En in raampie 8 lyk maar verbaas of teleurgestel. Nou, dit is 'n bietjie moeiliker. Verbaas is shocked. Teleurgestel means disappointed. Okay, so hoe lyk maar? Hier was sy gelukkig. Nou lyk sy teleurgestel. She looks disappointed. Eye shame. Poor mom, she thought Jeremy was going to be nice. En nou, wat het haar seun gedoen? Hy was geïrriteerd met haar. On Mother's Day, he showed his irritation. Okay, we see it in the pull of her mouth. If she was verbaasd, if she was shocked, her eyes would have been wide open, like Jeremy's was on one of the previous strips or frames. Okay, so kyk na haar skouers hang op, her shoulders are also sagging or hanging. Okay, so dit is belangrik, 2 punte, want jy moet verwys na rondie 3 en rondie 8. Okay, so you have to refer to both frames. Okay, once again, wat sien jy? What do you see? Dit is so belangrik in 'n strokiesprent. En dan, as ons kyk na die laaste vraagie, the last question, kies die korrekte antwoord, skryf net die vraagnommer en die letter neer. Once again, only the question number and the letter. Hoe word tieners in hierdie strokiesprent gestereotypeer? Now, in a cartoon, they will often ask you a question on stereotyping. Okay, baie kere vra hulle dit. Okay, remember I referred to those meester cartoons as well in one of the previous lessons, where I said meester is the one about that boy that looks so uninterested about the schoolwork, and then there's the teacher, the male teacher. He's always upset with me, obviously. Okay, and they often ask about stereotypical behavior of a teacher or a student. In these Jeremy cartoons, or Zips cartoons that we've just done, we did one of those in the previous lessons as well, it's about teenagers and their stereotypical behavior towards parents or friends or their reactions to something. So what is stereotypical in this one? Tieners weet alles van tegnologie af, of tieners is geïrriteerd met hulle ouers, of tieners kommunikeer nie met hulle ouers nie, of tieners gee graag vir ander mense geskenke. So you have to understand and what they're saying to teenagers knows everything about technology, they are irritated with their parents, they don't communicate with their parents, or they like to give people gifts. Now, a lot of ABC is typical stereotypical behavior of teenagers, and they do know a lot about technology, right? They also get irritated with their parents, and often they don't communicate with their parents. How many times have you seen your parents at the end of a school day and that ask, how was your day? And you answer, fine, okay, and that's it. Okay, right, so, but now the question asks, how are they stereotyped in this specific cartoon? Okay, so not in general, in this cartoon, and in this cartoon, tieners is geïrriteerd met hulle ouers. Teenagers are irritated with their parents because parents can go on and on and on about stuff that irritates them. Okay, so dit is wat stereotypering hier in hierdie strokiesprent is. Okay, so kom ons kyk nou net gou. Onthou nou 'n paar dinge. Remember a few things from today's lesson that I do think is important, right? Daar is 2 tipes lidwoorde, 'n bepaalde lidwoord die en 'n onbepaalde lidwoord 'n. Okay, so there are 2 types of articles, our die and our 'n. Okay, so if you have a question, then you can, to be an 'n. Right, I see that I've got, what question paper is this? This is the May 2018 question paper. It will pop up in the next frame, but it is the May 2018 Department of Basic Education question paper. Okay, dan, die intensieve vorm is altyd een woord. Right, our intensieve form is always one word. Please remember, do not have a gap between the 2 words. If you write bloedrooi, there mustn't be a gap. Okay, because I cannot tell you how many times I've marked question papers, right, where there's a gap, okay, and then we aren't sure if you meant it as one word or as two words, and you are not going to get the benefit of the doubt at the end of the year. Okay, if anything, squish your words together and your letters together when you're writing intensive forum. Okay, dis is my ongelooflik belangrik. En because otherwise you lose a mark and it's not necessary to lose the mark. Maar dan verken die funksies van jou skryfteken, know the functions of your koppelteken, deelteken, copy, en die afgepuntsteken. Okay, so please remember those functions, okay, because you do get them in question papers. Weet wat 'n homoniem is. Okay, you need to know what a homonym is. In our previous paper, we had a homofoon. Now we've got a homonym. Onthou nou, 'n homoniem is 'n woord wat dieselfde gespel word, maar 'n ander betekenis het. Okay, so a homonym is a word that is spelled the same, but that's got a different meaning. En dan ongelooflik belangrik, by die strokiesprente, kyk na die liggaamstaal en hoe die woorde getik is. Okay, so it is so important with the cartoon to have a look at body language and how the words, right, are typed. That is extremely important. Goed, dan woorde gaan ons nog na nog taalstrukture kyk en weer opsomming as 'n oefening doen. En ek sê ons is besig met die DBE graad 12 Afrikaans eerste addisionele taal Mei 2018 praatsaal 1. But please, tomorrow we are going to look at more language structure. Right, I am going to just go through a summary again. I hope I can get through everything, the question 5 as well as the summary. I want to show you some other little tricks in the summary. And just a reminder, Mason, there you can see as well, we are busy with the Department of Basic Education, Grade 12, Afrikaans First Additional Language, May 2018, question paper 1. Right, guys, I really hope you join me again tomorrow at 8 o'clock for some more recap on language, and then also please do follow us on social media at #LockdownESchool, #FAL Foundation, #STEM at Africa Teen, at DBE_South Africa, and then follow Africa Teen Geeks on YouTube. Right, Mason, Kale, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Cal, for always thanking me for the lessons. I appreciate it. And then I hope to see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock for some more language. Have a great day. Keep warm, keep safe, keep healthy. See you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Bye, guys.